If you guys thought that this was a clickbait title, you're wrong. SEO is dead, guys. We need to pack it up and find another career to work on because our jobs have officially been taken by AI. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, sorry. But I'm just going to share my takes on what I think about SEO 2025 because it's kind of scary because change is always scary, but I wouldn't say that this is the end of SEO. We can't expect to get the results that we would get from traditional SEO. I would still say that the foundational practices of SEO is still very important and very much present, but at the same time the results that we would expect in our traditional SEO practices is no longer present. It's obsolete. And of course we know why, because AI overviews have taken up a lot of the clicks that we would expect. It's covering half of the real estate of the search results. Along with that, Google is really competing a lot with ChatGPT to maintain their position as the largest search engine. Of course, Google still has a majority of stake in terms of their market share. You never know in the future with the change in user behavior these days. A lot of people go to ChatGPT. I go to ChatGPT for every single question that I have. I've stopped going on Google because now our search behaviors as users have changed so much. Before we would go to Google and find every small detail we wanted to find, but now ChatGPT is much more smarter, it's much more efficient, and we would rather prefer to use ChatGPT to get our problem solved. And while that's really good for us as users, but a lot of businesses have found to be at a disadvantage because a lot of users have stopped clicking on their websites for answers. We are now seeing a reduction in clicks. Park Torres article mentioned that 60% of Google searches end up without any clicks, which mean that Google is already answering their queries using AI overviews or anything else, whether it be people also ask or snippets, etc. Of course, AI overviews have made it worse, where the CTRs have dropped drastically, where all the questions of the users are being answered using AI overviews. And now with AI mode, we would expect even a more drastic drop. I'm based in Australia, so AI mode hasn't been launched in Australia yet. However, it's been launched in USA, and based on LinkedIn posts that I've been viewing, there has been a huge change in terms of the clicks, where the clicks are going downwards and the impressions are going up, because now even the citations are being regarded as impressions. So there's like a crocodile what do you call it, a crocodile data that's been seen everywhere. So that is a reality right now. I would say, like, in terms of blog posts, media, websites, etc., where it's a lot of informative content, that's going to suffer the most. E-commerce websites at the same time have some sort of ray of hope, but we can't even keep that hope for way too long because Google is constantly evolving, changing. ChatGPT might change their interface. Google might then try to do the same using that. So we don't know what might happen in the future in terms of e-commerce, in terms of search engines as a whole. But I do strongly believe that search engine optimization won't be dead, because in the end, people are always going to look for answers. What does SEO mean? It's search engine optimization. The engine could be Google, it could be ChatGPT, LLMs, it could be through social media. These search engines are going to be always present, but at the same time, Google as a main source of search engine has to be deprioritized, because now there are other forms of search engines that are evolving, which is why I emphasize that traditional SEO is dead. Before, we would see the blue links like entirely. I'm not even kidding. I'm taking care of a couple of e-commerce websites, and I'm not even kidding. I don't know how to emphasize this, but literally the organic results are only like 5 of them I can see in like the first section or second section, because people also ask snippets, images, Google Ads, AI overviews. There are so many of these categories that have taken up the real estate in the search results that finding an organic link is so difficult. So you have to make sure right now that you change your strategy from traditional SEO to Omni SEO. And why I feel Omni SEO is so much better, because you are targeting each and every other platform. And as they say, I think somewhere I saw, it's not search engine optimization, it's search everywhere optimization. I at the same time don't even understand a search everywhere optimization, because I saw a lot of people use search everywhere optimization, but it doesn't make sense, because in the end, if you're optimizing everywhere, it would be all the search engines. So technically it is still search engine optimization, because there are different forms of search engines, right? There is LLMs, there's social media, there is YouTube, there is Google. So you're optimizing everywhere, so it's technically search engine optimization, and that would be search everywhere optimization. So I wouldn't consider them as different terms but the same in itself. So you have to make sure that in terms of omni SEO, you have to be present in each and every platform possible, from YouTube, from Google Merchant Center, Google Ads, Google Discover, every single platform you can possibly be in to put your website out there. You need to prioritize that, because Google is not just prioritizing your website, it's prioritizing every other mention of your platform. I was doing some tests on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is not just taking information from your website, but ChatGPT is also taking information through Reddit, what people are discussing about your brand. It is taking different directories information. It's basically using every other platform on the internet to highlight your website. So if your website is not highlighted in every other platform you can probably think of, you are not going to rank. So this comes to a crucial point of mine where you rather adapt to those changes, or you just perish with all the changes that are happening, because Google is going to produce new results, new changes every single time. You cannot expect to use the same old tactics to make sure that you rank. You need to keep up with all the changes that are happening, and that means to make sure that you have an omni SEO presence. You target every other platform possible. At the same time, you also make sure that your brand visibility is up to the mark. You do different marketing strategies, you do different campaigns to make sure that your brand visibility is increasing. I think I read somewhere where a majority of your clicks come through brand mentions. So you need to also make sure your brand visibility is very strong, because in the end, people will choose your brand over the other if you are more recognized and well known. The best strategy for now is to keep the foundational aspects of SEO in check in terms of optimizing a website by having high quality content, by making sure your user queries are answered, by providing a good UX UI experience, and not doing the black hat SEO tactics like keyword stuffing, PBN links, and all that stuff. You have to make sure that the foundation, the core values of SEO is present, but at the same time, you have to make sure that your website and your brand is present in all other channels, from YouTube, from Google Merchant Center, from Google Discover, from maps to images, everywhere your website is present. You have to also make sure that you do off-page directories, trying to get backlinks from high quality websites, brand mentions. You have to make sure your brand visibility is up to the mark. I've been noticing that Google is prioritizing Google Ads a lot. So if you have the budget for Google Ads, definitely prioritize on Google Ads, because that will at least help you get better clicks, because you will be at least on the top section of the search results. But in terms of organic rankings, you should definitely expect, or maybe you should not have too much expectations of your KPI in terms of clicks, but maybe your KPIs would now probably change from clicks to impressions, to seeing how visible you are. You need to also make sure that now, even in terms of conversions, clicks would be now considered as a major conversion, because now with so many different platforms and categories emerging, to get a click would be a major conversion. And now the funnel, and that's why I was noticing somewhere that the top of the funnel is now obsolete, and now middle of the funnel and bottom funnels are the strategies that a lot of SEOs are focusing, and that completely depends on which niche you're in. But for an e-commerce website, I would definitely agree that the middle and bottom funnel exists right now. Top of the funnel makes no sense, because AI overviews is completely taking that all up. But yeah, it's definitely tough times right now. It's definitely tough, but I feel like if you are always on top of the game, you are providing a good experience to the user. At the same time, you are adapting to the changes that is happening right now. You will definitely survive. Just make sure that you optimize. I mean, I wouldn't say optimize for LLMs, because in the end, when you optimize for Google, you are automatically optimizing for LLMs. To be present in LLMs, you need to make sure that your brand presence is strong overall, because that's what I've noticed in the recent tests that I've been doing. The more present your brand is, the more good reviews you have, what people say about your brand, all that really matters in terms of being visible in LLMs. But this is what I think. What do you guys think? I need to know what are your feedback, and what do you think has worked for you, what has not worked for you. If you feel there's anything that I've missed out on, I would love to hear that. So I'm really keen to reading all the comments below. But if you want to keep in touch with my videos, I'm going to post a lot about SEO, so definitely do subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, because I'm going to be posting more such interesting videos. I've just started this out to see how it goes. I have decided on a very controversial name, Fake SEO Guru. I love it. I don't know, I love it so much, so I just thought like, okay, that's gonna be my name. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.